In youth sports, communication is, well, it's everything, right? But let's be honest, with so many players, coaches, and parents, a lot of that feedback just gets lost in the chaos. So, how do you build a better conversation? We're going to explore one system that's trying to do just that, and we'll see it all through one player's story. So, here's the big question, the one that keeps so many coaches up at night. How in the world do you coach 700 athletes all at once? I mean, really coach them. Each one has unique strengths, their own goals, giving them the personal attention they need to actually grow. It feels, well, it feels impossible. But here's the twist. The answer is you don't. You don't try to do the impossible. Instead, you create a system where they can help coach themselves. Sounds pretty cool, right? Let's dive in and see exactly how that works. Okay, so first things first, let's step inside the player's loop. We're going to follow Emma. She's a lacrosse player for a club called Achieve Lax. Her tournament just ended, and boom, a notification pops up on her phone. This is where it all starts. And the first question she gets is so simple, but it's really powerful. It's not some complicated analysis. It just asks, what did you do best today? It's a private moment for her to reflect on a personal win, which is a huge confidence booster. Her answer is super specific, and it's personal. She's not just saying, oh, I played well. She's identifying key skills like winning those ground balls and keeping her awareness up in transition. In a way, she's already coaching herself right there. So after reflecting on a win, the loop shifts focus. It moves from reflection to action. The next question is all about the future, asking her to pinpoint a real area for growth and set a goal. And this right here, this is where the system's power really shines. Emma feels safe enough to be vulnerable. She admits that she sometimes panics under pressure near the goal. She says it's like a journal that my coaches actually read. So you can see it's not just data entry, it's a conversation built on trust. So, from Emma's point of view, the result is simple. She feels seen. She puts her thoughts out there, knows they're being received, and she doesn't have to wonder anymore if her hard work and her struggles are being noticed. That's a huge deal. All right, so that's Emma's perspective. Now let's flip the script and see how this all looks from the other side. Let's step onto the sidelines with Coach Alex. He's getting ready for the next tournament, and he's facing that classic challenge of trying to connect with every single player on his roster. 22. That's how many players are on this one team. Some he knows really well, but others he might only see a few times a month. Trying to remember the development needs for all 22 players, on top of game strategy, that is a massive cognitive load. But instead of digging through old notes or just trying to remember, Coach Alex just pulls this up. This profile instantly gives him a snapshot of Emma's state of mind. He sees her confidence from winning ground balls, he sees her focus on handling pressure, and he even sees a trend. Her confidence is rising. All of that in a single glance. So in literally 10 seconds, he gets the full picture of what's on Emma's mind. This means he can move straight from analysis to action. He can now plan a specific moment in practice to help her with that exact thing she mentioned, handling pressure near the crease. And the coach's quote here just says it all, doesn't it? The system takes away the burden of having to remember everything. It's all organized and accessible, which lets him spend way less time remembering and a lot more time, well, coaching. Okay, so we've heard from the athlete and the coach. Now let's complete that triangle and bring in the parent's perspective. Let's talk about Emma's mom, who, like a lot of sports parents, used to struggle to get a really clear picture of how her daughter was doing. This slide shows the huge change. You know the before. It's chaotic, right? Trying to catch a busy coach after practice, asking that vague, how's it going question. The after is calm, it's clear, and it's focused. This completely transforms that parent-coach communication. So the summary she gets is super simple, but also really comprehensive. It shows her what Emma is proud of, what she's working on, and, this is so important, how to support her at home. It's a focused, productive snapshot, not a 30-minute meeting. You know, the biggest benefit for the parent here is just peace of mind. She knows her daughter is seen, that she's growing, and that she's connected to the whole process. She doesn't have to chase down information anymore, and that builds a massive amount of trust in the entire program. We've seen this from the athletes, the coaches, and the parents' perspective. So now, let's pull the lens back and see how these individual experiences come together to create one powerful, unified system. It's really a value chain. It all starts with the athlete feeling heard because she has a private, honest space. That honesty gives the coach an immediate, actionable insight, and that insight gets translated into a clear, calm story for the parent. You see how each step just enables the next? So now let's scale Emma's story way up. Remember that first question we asked? How do you coach 700 athletes? Well, this is how. You do it with a system like this, which creates 700 individual players who all feel seen and supported.
And that's really the heart of it. This isn't just about collecting feedback. It's about taking all those scattered little data points and transforming them into a living, breathing story of each athlete's development. It's a narrative that evolves with every single practice, game, and reflection.
And that's the thought I really want to leave you with. Imagine the impact, not just in sports, but in school, in music, in any area of development, if every single learner had a dynamic, continuous story of their own growth, a story they get to co-author, that their mentors can read, and their supporters can follow. What do you think that would change?